Hi everyone, welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're returning. Today I wanted to do a VR. It's been a while since I did a VR, and a popular one going around right now is the 12 deck tag by Angel over at Feeding My Soul 1212. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I am doing the 12 deck tag by Angel, and prompt 1 is 3 decks you got called to use as soon as you received them and why. And I actually picked 4 decks for this. I'm bending the rules already. I actually keep this one in a pouch, and I keep it on a little cart that is next to my place where I normally sit on the couch. I've edged this in a yellow color. The yellow was actually supposed to match the stars, but it was a little darker than I anticipated. So I'm hoping it lightens up with wear. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and I have always felt called to Elizabeth Alba's art and Deborah's writing in the book, and I just really love this deck. It is super easy to read, and when I first got it, I was still really new to tarot. I'm still really new to tarot. I've been studying for about 8 months now, but it is just a really easy to use deck, and so that's why I started using it. The next one is the Tayrot deck, the Fantastic Mastermind Tayrot deck by Suburban Witch. And I really liked this deck. This is actually my second Taylor Swift deck, but I really like it. It's super intuitive, and it matches the RWS pretty well. And I just really enjoy this deck. It is digital art, no AI, but it was all drawn on a tablet, I believe. It's got song quotes on every card. Excuse me, I'm in the cup suit, so. But I just really like this deck. It's really easy to read with. It's very RWS, and it's Taylor Swift. What is not to love here? So this is a deck I felt called to use right away. The next deck was the Trash Panda Tarot. I bought this because I saw it on Danny Mystic's channel. She has the first edition, and she had a link in the description box, and well, I clicked it and bought it immediately. So the backs are super cute, but this deck is so cute. So the swords are sporks. The majors are super cute. The wands are sticks on marshmallows on sticks. The cups are grape soda. And the pentacles are dice. This deck is just so cute. It's very RWS. The artists, the art is so adorable. This King of Swords, he's got his spork. He's wearing a Chinese takeout container as a hat. He's sitting on the recycle bin. Like, OMG, this is the cutest deck I've ever seen. This Queen of Cups with a shell as a crown, her little grape soda in a river with a seashell. So cute. And this King of Pentacles on his Highland Coo with a pineapple. It's so cute. So this is one I felt called to use immediately. And finally is the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. And this is one I got at Tarot Arts in Pasadena. If you ever have the chance to go to the brick and mortar in Pasadena, I highly suggest going. It is, for tarot people, it is what Disneyland is to Disney freaks. It is just so many square feet of mass market and indie decks, rare decks, and I just can't. I'm so jealous of people that live close by and could just stop in at any time. It is so wonderful, and I just can't speak highly enough of it, and I can't wait to go back. So this deck was actually brand new to the store. They had just gotten it in. I asked if they had any demo decks, because one of the great things about Tarot Arts is for almost every single deck, they have a demo deck that you can take out and handle and play with. They have tables in there in the center of their store. You can grab a deck, sit with it, read with it, put it back, and you can just do that for hours. It is fabulous. So the proprietor just opened up one of these new decks and handed it to me, and that is the deck that I bought. So I sat down and flipped through it, and this deck was so inclusive and so fun. I wanted to read with it immediately, and I actually read with it for a week or two before I put it aside, because that was back in spring, and this deck definitely has a more autumnal feel. And I wanted to really wait and dig into it in autumn. This King of Wands stalked me for a good 2 weeks. But it is just such a fun fall deck. I can't wait to use it. I'll probably use it in October. And yeah. So that rounds out prompt 1. The 3 decks you felt called to use as soon as you received them, and why. And I picked 4 decks. The next prompt is 3 decks in your collection that you've never felt caused to use, and why. And I have a couple of those. I did pick 3. The first one is Slavic Legends. This was on my wish list, and one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Tarot Arts is I knew they had this, and I wanted to buy it. It was only maybe $1 or $2 more than ordering it online, and I really wanted to open one up and see if I liked it as much as I did. And I did, and I bought it. I got the black edged version with the blue backs. I didn't really like the gilded one. I really like the matte black edges. I think it goes so well. So I love this deck. I just keep getting in decks that I want to use more. And so it keeps getting shoved to the side. But it is a beautiful deck. Look at that death card. I mean, so this is just one that I really want to use, but it keeps getting pushed out of the way by decks that I want to use more. All right, the next two feel like cheating a little bit because I just got them in not that long ago. But one is the Enchanted Forhaxa Tarot. And I went into this during my deck haul. This is a deck that I'm going to hang on to for a while, but it is probably a deck that I'm going to end up rehoming. And it is because of a certain card, which I can't find, which is fine. So I have not been called to use this deck, mostly because I know that card is in here and I don't want to see it. So why am I looking for it? I don't know. Actually, if I can't find it, that would be super. So anyway, it's the Eight of Swords deck where she's surrounded by spiders. And I'm just not a big fan of that card. I can usually handle spiders in the deck, but this one, here it is. It's super creepy. I hate this card so much. And I am actually thinking of just holding on to this deck for a while and then just getting rid of it because I never want to use this deck because I never want to see this card. So it's super weird that I decided to show this to you and dig it out and show you. Anyway, everyone really likes this deck for some odd reason, and I get why. It's a beautiful deck. MJ Cullinane is a beautiful artist. But this is just a deck I don't feel called to use. And next is, like I said, I feel kind of cheating because I just got it in. So it's not like it's been sitting for a long time. But this is the Cosmic Wisdom Tarot. And I just haven't had a chance to use it, even though I really want to. It's got these beautiful gold hollow edges. The art is gorgeous. I just have a problem with the horses in this deck. And it's not even really that much of a problem because it's just the artist's depiction of it. And there are so many other good cards. It's not like I'm freaking out about drawing a horse card. Like this Two of Swords, amazing. I want to climb in this card and live in it. So I just haven't gotten an opportunity, and there have been other decks that I want to work with more. And that's why I haven't used it. But like, yeah, the horses are weird. Like that looks like a camel, to be totally honest. Or a llama or an alpaca or something. But it is a beautiful deck. It's just a personal quirk. It has nothing to do with the deck or the artist or anything like that. I just have other decks that I wanted to work with more. And the whole reason I bought this is because it was on my wish list, and Ethany was like, there's only so many copies left. I was like, okay, twist my arm. And I bought it. So that is the 3 decks for prompt 2. 3 decks in your collection that you've never felt cause to use and why. Prompt number 3 is 3 decks in your collection you want to do a deep dive study on and why. I've only picked 2. I don't really have a whole bunch of complicated decks. I am new to tarot, and so those complicated decks kind of intimidate me. And so I haven't really felt called to them. If they don't really follow the RWS, I'm not super interested. I do have a Lenormand deck, and I have Raina George's Lenormand book that I really should have included in this, and I didn't. So anyway, the 2 that I want to do a deep dive study on is the Wild Unknown. And this was not on my wish list, but I got it in a blind Blind Date with a Tarot deck. And it has this chunky guidebook. It is a well-loved deck that people really enjoy. And so I was like, why not? So eventually I'll do a deep dive with this one, or one of the channels that I subscribe to will do a deep dive on it, and I will participate because I have it. I don't feel like I need to show this one too much because, I mean, it's a popular deck. Everyone's seen it. So that is one. And the next one is a deck I just got in, and I talked about it in a walkthrough. But that is the Discovering Beauty Tarot. And I sprung for the extra guidebook, and it has this beautiful guidebook. I don't want to open it too much because of my candle here. But she has this whole page on every card about how she started with the original Rider-Waite-Smith imagery and how that morphed into what the card is in her deck. And so I feel like that would be really interesting to read cover to cover and kind of reflect upon. There are journal prompts in this beautiful book, and I just feel like it would be a really nice deep dive. So I'm just going to show you some of the cards. I do have a full walkthrough on my channel. I did an unboxing in a live, and then I did a full walkthrough. But this deck is beautiful. This High Priestess is just my favorite card in this whole deck, I think. That or the Emperor. But it is so beautiful. And if you want to see every card in more detail, please go through to my walkthrough and watch it. It does come with this little guidebook, but like I said, I sprung for the Meteor guidebook, and I'm so glad I did. So those are the two decks I would like to do a deep dive study on. And that was prompt number 3. The final prompt is 3 decks you want to use before the end of the year. And I have the Tarot of Trees as my first one. I do want to get the book that goes along with this. I didn't realize there was a big old guidebook when I bought it. For a deck about trees, I find this to be extremely close to the RWS. And in that way, it's super easy for me to read, although I haven't used it much, if at all, just looking through it, really. But this is one I definitely would like to use before the end of the year. This Lovers card, there's no people in it, but you can still feel the meaning of the card so concisely. Magic, like magic. Again, no people, but you feel this tree resting on these 4 swords. I just am so in awe of this deck and how it portrayed very human-like qualities onto trees. All right, so that was the first one. Come on, get in your little box. There you go. And the next one is the Bonfire Tarot. I got this deck from, from my friend Tracy. And it's got this 2-piece where you have to split the deck box business, which I hate. This is the least intuitive box design. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. But I'm just going to grab some cards here and go through them. I really like this art style and I really want to use this deck. It does have some writing on it. It was a secondhand deck, so I've got to wipe that off. But I really want to use it. The art style is so cool. And the depiction of the RWS meetings is really interesting. It's got like this tattoo style type of art. And there's so many images packed into the cards. Least intuitive box style ever. And finally, a deck that I would like to use, and I have used this, I would just like to use it more because it's lovely and I like it, is the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. I just felt really attached to this deck. And if you've watched my other videos, you know the story behind this card. And the style of it. It is a digital collage, but for me, it's so intuitive and I find the images so appealing that I really love it. It's a mass market deck. It's nothing special, but it's just something I find myself drawn to and want to use a lot. And I haven't gotten the chance to really spend as much time with it as I want. But I have used it a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that that was 12 decks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it is 12 decks. I know how to count. Please applause. That is many years of schooling and a 4-year degree. Thank you very much. Anyway, that wraps up my 12 deck tag. I am actually going to tag a few other people to do this tag with me. So I'm going to go through and watch some of the other ones to make sure I'm not tagging someone who's already done it. But I feel like that is a fun way to kind of include people. Yeah, so please give this a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching my channel. And I hope you enjoyed this VR. And that's all I got. So like, subscribe, hit the bell since I haven't been posting or updating or uploading. There's the word I want to use. And I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.